Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal!
And let's wake up Phoenix together! Why are we waking him up? I don't understand. He cuddled into us, he got all comfy, we got warm, we kind of went, ooh, the dopey dokies, and he passed out, and then we're like, wake up, bitch!
Because you said love, love, and then you passed out, and I need to know what you love. Let me know what you love, bitch.
Is that why we're waking him up?
That would be my guess.
Oh my god.
Like,
Phoenix! I turn around, giving him a hard shake.
Why?
I roll myself away from his chest and push my shoulder against him in a teeny, tiny sleeping bag I can barely fit in and turn myself the other way. Okay, if you can barely fit in a spoon, rolling yourself over to face to face is a feat, my dude.
You are a powerful force.
Giving him a hard shake, and he, who was comfortable and tired, and I just shoved him on the ground, bonked my shoulder into him, and probably kneed him in the groin while we were trying to get our legs turned around the other way. Went, wake up! Huh? What? His eyelids flutter open and he blinks at me in confusion.
Oh my god. Yeah,
oh
I told
god,
you.
what? Why the hell do we need to know?
We already know. They've already told us like many times.
Every one of them is completely invested in us. It's fine.
Because I love you. Me.
What were you going to say? Oh, I don't know. What were we talking about? He's half asleep. Phoenix, if you're trying to be funny, I swear to God, it's late, Smol. It's actually early by now.
Like, it's real early. Can I please go to bed?
Go to sleep. I don't know why he's saying that, you naughty girl. It's fine. I'm too tired to play with you right now, which is what we've been doing this whole time. Every conversation was just me playing. It's fine.
It's fine.
Why, you... Back to sleep. You also don't know what he's like in sleep. So one of the things to understand about any friend, partner, anything like that is people wake up differently.
Yep.
Even when I became roommates with Scandal, there was this experience of when I wake up in spades. My mind is already going 100 miles an hour and I am ready for whatever the hell.
Experience.
Yep. And so for me, I will start, like, if I see my friend just slurping out of the bedroom to go for coffee or something, I'm like, you're awake! Let me talk to you about absolutely anything I can think of, everything in the world, and it's amazing. My friend is going, I am not ready for this level of engagement. I can't keep track of this. You are way too high energy. I don't care if you woke up 5 minutes before me, or my friend would already be awake, and then I would get up and be going 100 miles an hour, and my friend would be like, whoa.
And sometimes I'm fine with it. Other days, though, I'm like, hi.
But there are some people
having a quiet
that really, they're not really awake when they wake up between sleep cycles. There can be that sort of like talking in your sleep, or you don't really wake up fully, so you don't commit anything to long-term memory.
Right.
It's just there in your short-term experience. Like, you need to know whether or not someone can wake up, have context for when they went to sleep right away, and then tell you, like, whatever was going on. Like, it's some people can't.
Also, this is not a surprise. I really am just kind of annoyed going, no, and now we're going to make a huge deal out of Phoenix almost saying that he loves us.
Something important. Not, I love whatever, but I love is going to finish with a phrase of something important. What?
I'm like, are we really that, like, I don't like that writers honestly will write characters to be that stupid.
And also going, are we desperately going, but he might have been going to say he loves me, and if that's the case, that's super important and affects me somehow.
In some way.
At least I'm warm now. I close my eyes, leaning my head against Phoenix's chest.
Because suddenly, I'm really chill about this, when I've always aggressively shoved him off, or told him to stop, or whatever the hell else, but now I'm
gonna snuggle in. It's fine.
Like, yes, warm chest, and I hate
burying my forehead in your titties.
His huge titties.
He has a lot of pectoral, that boy. Like
whoa.
Damn.
Compared to the rest of his anatomy, he is mostly, like, pectoral area.
Well, also, like, his pecs are as big as, like, from his elbow up to his shoulder kind of thing.
Yeah, they're big.
Like, think about if you have your arm down, and where most guys' pecs are about, like, halfway through the, the middle of the muscle kind of thing, if they work out.
Right.
Like,
I worked out.
Anyway, huge pecs, it's fine. Maybe I'll never know what he was going to say, but he's here with me now, at least his sleeping form is, and that makes me happy.
Hooray!
I take up his hand.
Oh, God.
Kissing his fingers.
What?
Why?
Why?
That doesn't make any sense at all.
What are we doing? I'm sorry don't feel like again.
I just got aggressive with you. I've been judgy of you the whole time. I'm not particularly fond of or close to you. I am angry that you just went back to sleep rather than finish what you were going to say, and now I'm like, let me kiss your hand.
So, also in a way that I have been exposed to, usually what I will see when somebody starts doing something like that is they're still trying to get you to wake up.
They are. They're
actually
trying to get you to engage.
They're still trying to basically invade on your space. I've seen it also happen multiple times in relationships that I've ever been in, where sometimes even like when you're awake and the other person, like you're like, I'm doing something and the other person knows it, they basically start doing this thing of going, I'm gonna start interrupting you while you're doing something. You're like, I'm really trying to fucking do something. Like, no, I'm just here. I'm just touching you, invading on your space, demanding your energy without being direct about
but
it
going,
at
no,
all.
I'm not. And
No,
going,
yeah.
no, you keep interrupting my focus over and over again. You clearly want something. No, I don't.
Yeah, no, it's really frustrating.
Anyway, kissing his fingers could be very disruptive to him, but it's also weird as hell. It doesn't make sense for
Smol's
everything she's done
character,
so
yeah.
far. Hey, Phoenix.
Dumb
And
AF.
suddenly we're back home because nothing happened in the morning or the rest of the night or anything. It wasn't eventful to wake up in a sleeping bag pressed against someone that we've never slept with before
At
ever,
all.
and or find out
And
what
then
his
we
morning
made
routine was.
s'mores! And we told ghost stories, but it was kind of boring because it
It was
wasn't
in the
night
daytime and it was fine, but I was just like, and he burnt down an entire field for me to show me he could do it, which was kind of wild, but
Like,
damn.
whoa.
I was just like, how is the rest of that not important
At all.
and going, when I have ever slept, like just slept with someone for the first time, like sleepover sleep time, waking up and learning their wake up routine or how things will go is a big deal. Plus, if you're all like tired and giddy, it's freaking hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
It could be fun bonding time, or it could just be stupid of everyone going, we're going to just keep, that we're all going to keep sleeping, the world go away, and it's going to be basically a group effort at the sleepover, whether 2 or more people to be like, everyone else will not wake us up. We would just keep fighting it off.
Yeah.
Anyway, it feels like that would be important information.
Just a bit.
What was it like when you woke up with him? Did you have a belt buckle digging into your hip? It's fine. Ow.
Why? But why would I? No, it was dramatic. I just sucked on his fingers all night.
Oh God, because that's fine.
That's fine.
I had fun on my camping trip with Phoenix last night, but it also feels good to be home. Same pillows on the floor as always, where I never move them. Hey, is that my parents? Unknown number again. Hello?
Oh, Smol! Thank God I finally got through.
What is it, Mom? You sound super tense. Except for, not really, but...
Look, I know this all must be very distressing for you, but there's something you need to know. There's a reason why your father and we're always working so hard. Is because we're looking for a way to break this pact.
You already told me that in our last phone call.
Yeah, I know. That's not... For years, we've researched dragon history, hoping to find a way.
Are we all that clueless as dragon slayers, really? We don't know anything about this? This is just inherited knowledge of this is what you do?
Right.
That happens, but oof. That's the reason you guys have been away all these years? That's the reason I didn't have parents? Was because you went, oh my God, we're just gonna, well, you probably just left and went, no, we'll get it. We'll be fine. We'll just get it right away.
Yep, absolutely.
And then it just kept taking longer and kept taking longer. You were doing it for me.
Oh God, I also though hate this narrative in some ways of being
It's okay! My parents who were absentee and it hurt me forever because of their absenteeness, it's fine. They love me all along and I can now feel it and everything's forgiven. You know what? I hated the story in that stupid little game, Sally's Law.
Oh, yeah.
So we couldn't finish Sally's Law. We started to Let's Play it, but we couldn't do it because I glitched out like crazy on our tablet.
Right.
Like our tablet could not handle that game for whatever reason. But I went and played it on my phone and got all the way through it. And the story was so freaking like uncomfortable to me of like you have 2 people that like a parent that absolutely cannot communicate his feelings to his child at all, and a child who goes through her entire life up through a lot of adulthood thinking he never cared, was never there for her, and it is unacceptable, in my opinion, if you're trying to build a relationship with your child, to just let them go on being that way and then suddenly fix it. It's like the whole big fish thing of, I suddenly understand my dad and everything's fine now.
Oh yeah, because you know, even though he was kind of
a
abusive and
lifetime
manipulative.
of pain and dismissiveness where only you have to step over to my side and I will never make any movement towards you is fine and forgiven in
The
one
child
minute.
basically needs to fix the relationship is also, I think, what that is. And we always get offended by that because it's like the adult here in the relationship is not the child. It's obviously the adult. my child needs to be more mature and better than me. They suffered more, so they understand more. That's what I want, but they will always also be my child?
Anyway, I don't like the
I
idea
don't-
that it's suddenly okay when you just tell someone. Why not tell her all along?
Right?
Why not tell her all a freaking lot?
I don't get it. We've always wanted you to have your own life. So please don't give up, because we won't.
Oh, Mom, I'm so sorry. I couldn't literally have ever realized that because I
I don't
had
know
no
why the
information.
hell I'm apologizing.
I didn't
when I don't
realize.
think I should be.
But also going, I didn't realize. It is impossible to realize something that you have no information for. Oh, I suddenly realized while I am unaware of Dragon Slayer culture, or dragons existing
At all.
I realized my parents have left to save me. You can't just realize that.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
It's okay, honey.
We never told you.
I was about to say. Look, I have to go. I'll call once again I have news. Once I have news. Like
hangs
what?
up.
She's never given us any information. We still have nothing on Dragon Slayer culture. We still have nothing on dragons. Like, even with 3 goddamn dragon princes, you know what we know?
We know nothing.
We know nothing.
And
like,
our
I would, don't
still
think.
hasn't talked to us about it, and
Yep.
we still don't ask any questions.
Huh.
She hangs up, leaving me wondering, hey, Grandpa, who was the last Dragon Slayer princess that got married to maintain the pact? Could I maybe talk to her? What was it like back then? You were around for that, right? Because you were there during the war, too. Also, since you were there during the war, wouldn't you know
the
more
terms and
than
what's
my
going on?
parents about how this all started?
Right?
Leaving me wondering, maybe there's still hope that I can be free of my destiny after all. I guess I should be happy about that, right? And then I guess if I just like one of them, I could just like one of them? I don't know. Why do I feel this way then? Because I've never been special in my whole life, and I want to be special because my entire culture touts that being special, especially special outside of your control, is the most important thing ever.
And someone needs to come along and tell you that you're specifically really special and that you're the one who has a divine right. I'm sorry, I love the thing about, like, fantasy being super pro-monarchy, and this is exactly what we're saying. Like, we want someone, as far as I've seen, and I say we now in the United States, seems to really strongly want basically an authoritarian experience. We want to basically either rule the world or know exactly where we belong and that we will be satisfied in that position because that's who we are, air quoties.
Yeah, and that's sort of the idea of basically where it feels like the political climate is going right now.
Yeah, which is really
Rather
frustrating.
than the people that we hear talking most loudly and going, really, this isn't working, we need to do something else, and especially in lieu of recent events. But
Ugh. Smol! Smol!
do you ever think it's weird that you can't see his teeth at all? I don't know, I just was thinking about that.
None of them really have teeth except for Phoenix, and that's because he has the cute little
The
snaggly
tooth.
tooth,
Ah.
because that's supposed to mean he's like a cute or mischievous little character.
A tooth.
Yep. Look!
An excited Dylan thrusts a flyer in my hands. I can't just say Dylan excitedly does this. An excited Dylan. Literally, his status has changed. He is now excited.
Aha! This is what he is.
This isn't a Pokemon. This is an excited Pokemon.
Aha!
1,000 Leagues Aquarium?
Oh, I want to go to an aquarium.
My poor friend.
I didn't know the human world had places like this.
Do you have aquariums in the dragon world? I'd probably never ask that, but here we go.
Would you do me the honor of going with me, Smol?
Since I agreed to date you, sure, why not?
For our date.
Also, sure.
I've done a lot of research. I don't remember that name.
You would think research would be a standard word for you.
Rai told me that he uses it when he works. It shows many information.
He suddenly lost his language for
For
no reason.
Whoa!
Are you talking about internet? I used the internet to do research. He
Right.
wasn't forgetting research.
He was forgetting internet. Oh, yes, I've done a lot of internet research on this dating thing, and I think I'm finally ready to try it.
That's kind of cute, my dude.
That kind of
Also,
is.
the fact that Rai helped him do it is also freaking cute.
I still like the fact that we've kind of got this thing of going, like, part of the conditions is that you all need to work together.
Like,
and
the
you need to
game
not...
is supporting that really hard, that they have to help each other. There's background information here that part of this agreement is that they all have to try and help each other succeed. And then the Dragon Princess, Slayer Princess, has to choose for herself.
Yep, pretty much.
Despite none of them sabotage. Can you imagine what it would be like if all of our political parties, when running for president, had to say what they could to help help the other people win.
Right?
Like, had to say whatever positive thing they had about them and also try to win on their own as well.
Right.
So that instead of it being, let me try and tear them down as much as possible, it's like, I have to actually try and support them in whatever way I can access. And then it's everybody having to choose from the best of all good things instead of the best of the worst.
All the worst things?
You know, like, how fascinating would that be if you took a bunch of skilled adult politicians, what have you, and put them in a room and said, you all need to try and win this debate, and you have to say nice things about each other.
Honestly, that would be really interesting. Though, for me, because I think it's really important to engage in, like, critical thinking and actually, like, discuss where negatives apply and what's going on. Because negatives are not always inherently bad.
Right.
A negative can literally be more of a
descriptor.
A descriptor more than anything. Though I will say that a lot of people go, oh, it's just a negative. It's not a bad thing. I'm like, a lot of the things that politicians are talking about tend to really be a thing of going, hi, if you don't pick this thing, a lot of people could die.
Say,
like, that's a hard way.
On how you frame it, honestly.
But anyway, okay. I researched it. I'm finally ready to try it. With you.
I will. Why doesn't it say small? I just think in my head, I will. Tease Dylan, flirt with Dylan. Why? Why?
Wait, I don't want to make fun of him.
Well, I won't tease him, but I don't know what flirting looks like in her book.
I don't trust the tease thing.
I don't trust the flirting one either. And what exactly are you hoping to try out with me, Dylan?
Because I've always gone on dates, and I know what dating looks like, and I know what flirting looks like, even though, like, she is very, like, Smol is very pointedly pointed out, going, I've never done this before. I've never been interested in anyone before.
She did.
Like, we were really like, wow, she seems like she solidly has had an asexual experience up until these 3 extremely hot guys,
by her standards,
walked through the door, and then she went, I have a boner.
I have had an awakening right now.
Uh-huh. Well, that depends on how the date goes. Based on my internet research, I learned that holding hands is an accepted component of human dates. That's fair. Humans...
I will have my gloves on, though, so it will be okay.
Hugging is also good to strengthen the romantic bonds. And finally, it all culminates in the goodnight kiss. He's like, I know the formula!
He's like, I have got the formula.
I know
and
it.
Also the I will pay for everything, and I will feed you while we are on it, and...
So, I've actually heard... Okay, so the fun thing is about that. I remember actually people complaining, going, why do women... Okay, this is talking about relationships between men and women at this point. And not assuming anything physical-wise, but literally just the gender
roles of men and women.
Men and women.
Go ahead.
They're going, why do women never pay for anything when they go out? Well, my dudes, my mans, my bros, my homies, you earn more money than they do! So one of the biggest things is in regards to most women still in the United States still do not earn as much as men do, and you're especially screwed if you're a person of color, or if you're trans, or you're queer. You really have a very different experience compared to most white heterosexual men, period. They tend to get better paying jobs. They tend to be considered more for work.
Promotions as well.
And so on average, and because the work literally expects them to be around more, they actually have this thing where there's actually kind of a problem where people will be like, I was afraid to tell people that I was pregnant. You know, we have an individual who identifies as a woman, and they were like, I was afraid to tell people that I was pregnant because then they'd be like, they started doubting basically my commitment to the project or my job.
Or they'd start taking me off of assignments. Because they'd be concerned either one, I wasn't able to do it, or 2, that I wasn't committed enough.
Right.
And I will tell you, working in manufacturing, once they find out you are pregnant, they are super uncomfortable. The people that I have been on a team with that were pregnant, like, everybody is just like worried about them the whole time, and there is a lot of like awkward special dispensation because no one wants to get in trouble, but also going, we just don't think you can do this job if they're at all challenged.
Right.
Because like there's so much discomfort. But in this case, while the woman will not always make less than the man, it is incredibly common. So the reason that it is often, that the men pay is because they are usually more financially able to do so than the woman being asked.
Yes. Now, however, that might be, though, a conversation piece to have. You are correct. There are some women that can totally outbuy and have many higher paying jobs than the men that they go out with. And in those cases, I've seen women just go, okay, yeah,
so
sure, I'll totally pay.
My personal entire dating history, every man that ever asked me out, I would explain to them that I did not have the money to pay for anything. So it wouldn't be a, oh, are you paying? It would be, hey, do you want to go do this thing that costs money? Either more straightforward as a date or ambiguously. A lot of men were really ambiguous about it, but it had clear date structure, if you will.
Right, and you're like, what
and
are
for
we
me,
doing?
They're like, would you like to go out for whatever? And I would always be like, I need you to know that I can't afford to do that. And then I would either offer an alternate or they would offer to pay.
Right.
And so for me, it wasn't I assume you will pay. It was always going, I don't do that kind of activity, such as I don't eat out, I don't go to bars, I don't go to activities, I don't go to venues, because I never did, because I couldn't afford it. And so they would be like, oh, I'll pay. And a couple of times I had one person, like someone say, oh, never mind. But for the most part, they would just offer to pay. And I'm like, I don't mean to have you pay for my time. I'm willing to do something free with you if I'm interested in you. But if what you want to do is go out to eat, then that's not in my budget.
Right. You're like, I can't afford that.
But it is a nice thing to talk about and let them know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Good night kiss.
I mean, if that's what you want.
He fidgets with the words. His cheeks pink.
He's like, I had this formula, and then I realized what I was saying out loud, and then...
And I went, oh, I suddenly feel like Phoenix. That was a little bold, wasn't it? Oh, God, I should be judging me.
I just want to enjoy a day of having you by my side, Smol.
That's very cute. That sounds nice. Dylan?
I love aquariums.
My friend loves aquariums. Let's do it.
Yes, let's do it in the next one. So thank you very much, guys, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share our videos potentially with people that you think might find these to be fun or interesting, or encourage sort of like a conversation. Even if like you use us kind of as a go-between, sort of like maybe like bringing up a topic with your friends, that's super cool.
Yep.
Like I've always loved that, where sometimes you're like, I don't know how to say this. Here's this video from these YouTubers. Like I have done that multiple times, being like, this is a topic, I'm not sure how to discuss it. Here, watch this thing, and then maybe I can like talk about the part that I'm interested in.
Right.
And then also, if you want to support us, please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We've got some links in the description down below. And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies.
And it was great playing with you. Bye!